All right, let's just jump straight into this explainer. Today, we are unpacking something incredibly wild. We're looking at a source that connects recent, highly classified government UFO disclosures with, wait for it, ancient theological concepts. It's a massive deep dive, bridging the gap between hard, modern military data and, well, unseen dimensions. Here's our roadmap for the day. First, Pentagon admissions and secret documents. Second, the secret history of flying saucers. Third, official alien testimonies. Fourth, alien technology and species. And fifth, the metaphysical explanation and the jinn. Section 1. Pentagon admissions and secret documents. We're starting with an undeniable reality here. Despite all the other global distractions going on, the Pentagon officially released a first batch of 162 previously classified UAP files. Photos, videos, the whole shebang on May 8th. This is a massive official acknowledgement that these phenomena are absolutely real and actively being tracked. It's not a fringe conspiracy anymore. It's a serious national security conversation. And the sheer volume of this military data is staggering. Get this, we went from just 144 officially unexplained cases between 2004 and 2021 to over 800 unexplained military reports by early 2023. That is a monumental spike in anomalies in our skies. And remember, these aren't just blurry smartphone snaps. They're documented by highly trained military personnel using top-tier sensors. Moving right along to Section 2, the secret history of flying saucers. To really understand these recent admissions, the source traces a slow drip of information over the decades. It kicks off with the legendary 1947 Roswell crash, then moves into the establishment of the super-secret Area 51 in 1955. Fast forward to 1989, and you've got engineer Bob Lazar claiming to have seen 9 saucers. But the real game changer, that explosive 2017 New York Times article that exposed a secret Pentagon UAP program and essentially forced the government into public disclosure. Which brings us to Section 3, official alien testimonies. Because it's not just about censored data. High-ranking insiders are talking. Take former intelligence officer David Grush. He testified under oath, that the U.S. government and defense contractors have been recovering partial and intact non-human vehicles for decades. We are literally talking about a secret 80-year global arms race to reverse engineer non-human tech. Then there's Paul Hellyer, the former Canadian defense minister. Back in 2014, he publicly claimed that an entire alien federation has been watching Earth for millennia. But they really stepped up their close observation once we developed nuclear weapons. According to him, they have incredibly advanced tech, but they're holding it back because they fear our destructive nature. He even suggested there are anywhere from 12 to 80 different extraterrestrial species out there right now. All right, Section 4, alien technology and species. Let's break down exactly who these whistleblowers are talking about. The source contrasts 2 heavily reported groups. On one hand, you have the tall whites, human-like, Nordic-looking beings who supposedly work directly with the U.S. military out in Nevada. And on the other hand, you have the infamous grays, short beings that isolate themselves, conduct biological research, and use active camouflage to stay hidden. So how does their tech actually work? Physicist Dr. Charles Hall proposes a fascinating theory. It goes like this. Massive generators create photon energy, which generates an intense electromagnetic field to cancel out gravity. This forms an energy bubble around the craft, literally reducing its relative mass to 0. That would explain the crazy physics. And the wildest part? The pilots supposedly steer these things using telepathic waves integrated right into their helmets. Now, this whole idea of telepathic control and bending light forces us to ask a really profound question. What if these beings aren't traveling here from distant galaxies at all? What if they've been living alongside us in a completely different dimension this whole time? And that leads us to our final part, Section 5, the metaphysical explanation and the jinn. Here's where the source presents its most mind-bending hypothesis, blending modern UAP data with ancient Islamic theology. It suggests these advanced beings might actually be the jinn. If you're not familiar, in Islamic theology, jinn are unseen beings created before humans. They exist in a parallel dimension, they have free will, and they are fully capable of interacting or even manipulating our human world. When you look at the characteristics side by side, the overlap is honestly wild. Whistleblowers describe the grays using active camouflage, appearing as fast-moving, blurry shadows out of the corner of your eye, and using telepathy, Well, traditional accounts of jinn say they exist on an unseen frequency, appear as fleeting shadows or blurring shapes, and influence humans through, you guessed it, telepathic whispering. The connections just keep going. That telepathic helmet control we talked about, it totally mirrors the jinn's ability to interface directly with human minds. Abductees frequently talk about needing to overcome a fear barrier, which directly matches historical accounts of repentant magicians dealing with jinn. The multidimensional travel would explain how they survive on completely uninhabitable planets like Venus. The source even suggests these physical crafts might not be traditional spaceships at all, but rather physical labs or dimensional diving bells designed to protect their non-physical forms while they're operating in our reality. It is a totally paradigm-shifting way to view the phenomenon. So we're left with this massive question. Are the highly classified secrets locked away in the Pentagon actually evidence of an ancient, metaphysical reality we are just now beginning to rediscover? It definitely makes you wonder if the ultimate truth isn't out there in deep space, but hidden in the unseen dimensions right next to us. Thanks for joining me on this explainer. I really hope it gave you a completely new framework to think about the UAP mystery.